code? What's code? O? PT? Just PT? Okay, sure, fine by me. So that again implies that hacker is a combination of something? P. And what is P? Sorry? Oh, okay. Maybe letter. Letter is pretty reasonable for a... I should have known better than to ask that at a hacker's conference. Let's say letter. Hey, stop capitalizing. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Do we want to specify that it's definite? So the old hacker. Not all languages actually specify this. For example, Japanese doesn't specify definiteness. Tokipona doesn't. Yeah. What? Oh, time. Yeah. Got it. Thank you. Okay. We don't? Okay. Nothing. Past tense. Do we want to specify past tense? That's also optional. And for that matter, a lot of languages, instead of specifying a past tense, they just use time words. Like Chinese, for example. You can't say a past tense verb, but you can say, yesterday I did something. Do we want to specify past tense at all? No? Okay. No past tense. That's fine. Actually, there are languages where the main kind of verbal tense is a combination of, say, past and present, and then future is a separate tense, as opposed to English, for example, where no, there's some languages also where past and future are grouped together, and or no, present and future. Sorry, present and future are grouped together, and past is a separate tense. Okay, what's future? What's the suffix future? A? 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 Ah. Oh, ah. Sorry, you have to say it phonologically. Okay, and then maybe we can reconsider what past is. And to old? Oh, old. Huh? He? How does tie into he? Oh. Okay, so you want like past tense to be hia? Is that it? Ahi? Okay, that's perfectly reasonable. It's actually not that weird. Okay, and possessive. What's possessive? Again, a suffix. Ki? That's really uncommon. Actually, how about, let's see if we can hack something together with this. Let's say possessive is ki. Oh, we could do that. What do you think? Just fuse them? Sure. Fuse. Okay. Yeah, don't remind me. Okay, so the old hacker fixed Georg's code. The fix goes first. Fix is PTKIA. Then we've got hacker is PT. PTA, yes, past tense is PTA achi. Thank you. So hacker, old is, what was it? He. And then we've got Georg is, what the hell was it? Oh, right. There we go. There we go. And possessive is fusion. So let's say code goes first and PT that. Ta-da! So the old hacker fixed Georg's code is PTKIAHI, PTG. Okay, that's not bad for 30 minutes. So, of course, what we just did is only the very, very, very beginnings of real conlang. It's got a long way to go. Real conlanging is a bunch of revisions, just like publishing code, for example. You don't just make it in one sitting. You iterate and you iterate and you iterate, you tweak, you add stuff, you rip stuff out until you get something you really like. People also spend a lot of time developing the culture of the people who speak the language, maybe the world, maybe they make maps and governments and all sorts of crazy stuff. You can make a whole family of languages related to this P. You can make dialects like formal P or hillbilly P. You can make informal P. How do you cuss someone out and threaten to kill them in P? You know. These are probably different ways of speaking. So the thing is, it used to be that people just sort of were kind of afraid of talking about conlanging, and Tolkien even called it famously his secret vice. I figure, fuck that. There's really no point to keeping things to yourself these days. There's a big online community of conlangers. We all talk to each other, we share our work, we translate some similar things together. We translate from each other's languages in what's called a conlang relay. Like I mentioned, we send each other Christmas cards in our conlangs, etc. All you have to do is document your language online, start using it to translate and to create new texts, and join the mailing lists and the fora. There are a lot of resources online for you. Conlang is probably the most active one. ZBB is almost as active, and it's a lot more informal. They're fairly different in personality, so you might want to look at both and figure out which one suits you better. These books are really, really good. I very strongly recommend getting them, especially Describing Morphosyntax and In the Land of Invented Languages. Describing Morphosyntax is really meant for field linguists who are documenting an endangered language. But it turns out that the process of interviewing someone of how you speak your language is really, really, really similar to interviewing yourself of how you speak the language that you're making up. And the Okrent's book is sort of a discussion of the history of conlang. And even I, who knew already quite a bit about conlang, found it extremely informative and entertaining. If you want to learn more about conlang, visit the Language Creation Society. We do a lot of stuff for conlangers. We've got a podcast. You should add it to your RSS reader. We run a conference more or less once a year. The next one's going to be in Europe sometime in 2010. We have jobs, in fact. We actually recently finished one for a major TV studio. Unfortunately, I'm still under NDA, so I'm not allowed to tell you who. But if you go to conlang.org and sign up for our news list, you'll find out. So a couple short plugs. If you or someone you know is working on a project that could use a professionally made conlang, please come talk to us. So a lot of people just sort of kludge it or make shit up and make it nonsense. That's kind of lame. Why not have something that actually has some depth to it? If you find what we do useful, please join. We're a nonprofit. Basically, 100% of our revenue goes to doing cool stuff for conlangers. And there are some nice perks for members. And if you happen to know how to use Audacity or Final Cut, we need audio and video editors to help process the podcast audio and the conference videos. So if you're willing to help out, please talk to me. Speaking of plugs, I do other stuff, all that stuff. If you find any of that stuff interesting, please come talk to me. And also, I'm running a workshop on Wednesday. If you want to learn several different techniques of how to hack your own mind state, and also, while you're at it, get an inoculation against the techniques Scientology